So okay, we got a 3-4 degree hip hike of the left hip. Right? We lay you down back on your back again. Have a bit of traction on it. The right leg is longer. Okay? Well, it's probably not, right? So if the right leg was longer, in standing, we would expect to see that hip being higher. But it's not. Your left hip's higher. So in laying down, we see that the left leg's shorter. So is the right leg longer or is the left leg shorter? That's the question, right? It's the chicken or the egg. When I see that this is higher, then it makes me suspect that the right leg's not longer, but there's something pulling that tissue up on your left-hand side, probably QL, that tissue above the left ilium, probably QL, right? That's making this leg look shorter, which is possibly in standing, hiking that hip up a little bit, making it look higher on that side, which then changes the whole base of the tower. So then when we get you to stand up and do this, and I want you to side bend and just tell me which side feels tighter in that tissue. Yeah, so that's the left side, you're checking this tissue,
Yeah, it's all tight all through here.
Tight through there, now go to the right side. And it's not as tight.
No.
And see how I can see the tissue moves a bit easier?
Yeah.
Okay, so now that's sort of another problem solving, is something hiking that left hip up. Now if you face the water, and with that left hip hike, does it take the base of the spine off and shear it off to the right? And you can sort of see it does. I already marked this off. So that it's sort of like it hikes it and it breaks here and then it starts to bend out. And then it bends out, it bends out, it bends out, and then it counterbalances back in right here. So it's very subtle. This goes that way, the spine takes it off on that subtle angle, and right here it starts to bend back into counterbalance. So it's on top of each other. So to test that theory, we know we're at that height. Now we're going to get some tissue work in this left QL region. I'll show you how to do it to yourself, and then we're going to see if it changes the hip hike of your pelvis. This is what you're going to do, right? I'm chilling on the beach. So on a 45 degree angle, I'm on my elbow, I'm not straight on the side, and I'm not straight on the back, I'm on a 45. I want to get the tissue underneath my rib, 12th rib, the bottom rib, and the lip of my ilium, the iliac crest, the pelvis. Okay, so you got all that tissue to play with, right? I have to like massage along the edge of my spine, almost like the lumbar erector tissue, and just scan through there and see what you can find. Once you find a bit of an area, if you hike this hip towards this shoulder, it'll lengthen that side, which you'll be able to get in more tissue. So I grab this hip, I sort of pull it up a little bit, and then I just scan. So I'm near the lip of the pelvis, then I'm near that 12th rib, not on the rib, don't pop it underneath the rib, because it's a floating rib, so don't go on the rib. You might just fucking snap, okay? So give it a go.
Oh my God, it's all so tight.
So this is important, this is why this shit's important. Because it changes your fucking, or if it does, we'll see. It changes your leg length, which is changing the way your body hits the ground every step you take, which is changing the whole tower of your spine every step you take.
It's more up towards the ribs that it's tighter.
And work with the nervous system first before the fascial system. So I want you to like melt into it and imagine, like let your brain let it go as well as fascially letting it go, because your brain can help, but then the unsticking wet, dry matter can also help.
Yeah. It's crazy because to like push on it myself, it never felt that bad, but then getting that in there and I'm just like, oh good.
Like have an awareness of, we want this hip to be able to drop further down. That's our intention with this. So you find anything that's going to pull that hip up. It has to be above the hip somewhere, right?
Now I'm able to kind of like hike that hip and get into it a bit more.
Yeah, good, slowly. It's all sticky shit, anywhere near it's going to help, you know, just like find your spot and just, sometimes I'll find it, relax and just like, this leg sort of does all the work. So it's like I'll just, little wobbles, you find what direction works for you. It might be up and down, might be across, little circles or something. Okay, you keep doing that while you watch me teach you this, so we get more time on that. What you're going to do, top leg straight, bottom leg bent, you want this hip to sink away. So I have to traction the ribs enough, I pull it, so grab this and pull, and then go far enough at the ball that it gets a bit of a sinking, like that's not far enough, right? So it has to sort of go to about there. See where I'm sort of on my toes?
Yeah.
Right? And then imagine like literally like relaxing this. Shoulder can go forward. Shoulder can go back. Back's pretty good because it will get sort of the obliques too, so it's a good spot to hit. But see, I'm not holding my head up. My neck's relaxed. And you can pivot through. My hips staying in this plane. It may move a little bit, but it's trying to stay in that plane. My upper body is rotating on the hip. Okay, and just sort of clean that tissue out, try and get some traction. There you go. So Imagine this is the point and you want it to stretch. Tie your brain with it as much as possible. Imagine it lengthening. And then when you're ready, you'll pivot the hips, the shoulder forward. You just go as far as you need till you feel it. And then just go back, hit the hip where it is as you rotate that shoulder back. And this is where you may feel it more through here.
Yeah, then it's going down.
That's what we want.
Right here.
That's what we want. If you breathe into that left rib cage, you'll almost expand it more. There we go. Good, relax. Jump up. Okay, face that way. Oh, isn't that just fucking sexy, dude? Look at that. That's 0 degree. If anything, this one's a little bit higher now. If anything, the right one's actually a tiny bit higher now, okay? So now, can you lay back on that table there? Look at that. It's still like, you can still, oh, that's pretty good. Look at that, dude. That was fucking like this before, you know what I mean? Nice. Now if you stand up into that side bend. Look at that.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Yeah. That's what life can be like.
Yeah.
Now that
Yeah, now it's tighter on this side.
Yeah, now it's tighter on that side, right?